My parents migrated here during the 1930s and 1940s. They were in fact Dust Bowl Okies. And my mom often talked about the good life and what it was like to be raised on a farm in Oklahoma. Later, it was taken from her family, and my dad was a similar situation. That's what they were looking for, was that good life again, which they never found. Loaded up what they considered to be valuables, which were old pictures and birth certificates and things like that, and in a carpet bag, and they had the clothes on their back, and they were picked up one morning by a converted cattle truck, and it was still enclosed as if it were hauling cows, except there were benches lining the inside of the truck, and she said it was standing room only, and they took off. And after a few days on the road, they came to Eloy, Arizona, where they were going to stop and pick cotton and make enough money to continue their trip. They thought they were going to make about $3 100 pounds. That means if you pick 100 pounds of cotton, you get $3 for it. A healthy adult could easily pick 250 pounds of cotton a day. There were 8 of them. Some of them were children. The children could maybe pick 100 pounds a day. They had it figured where they were going to make $150 a day, and after a week they were going to have enough money. Well, when they got to Eloy, Arizona, they found that it was stub cotton. It was in the fall. That's the second picking. And there's not a lot of cotton left on the second picking. It was more like 200 pounds for the whole family. And they weren't paid in money, they were paid in script, which meant it was paper money that was only good at the company store. And they were living in a tin shack. Even though it was fall, it was very hot, and they were just making it through the day. After a couple of weeks, a fellow that had befriended my family left his car and took a bus on to California and gave the car to my grandfather. And they loaded up in the old car and they headed out. Highway 99 that goes through the middle of the San Joaquin Valley was actually the artery between our homes. We were just dirt poor. We had a hot plate where it's electric, and if we wanted hot water, we had to heat water on that hot plate. We didn't shower often, maybe once or twice a week. The restrooms were communal and mostly cold in the wintertime, freezing water. We never had hot water in the camps. Most of the cabins were built about 2 or 3 feet off of the ground on blocks, and you could get under the house and dig out a little hole there and lay in it. It was just so peaceful, so quiet, and so cool. After a hot day in the fields, it was very comfortable. We always had a bar of lava soap with us, and he said, might as well kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Wash your clothes. So we would go swimming and wash our clothes and rinse our clothes. At the age of 12, I was making exactly 1/2 of the family income picking up potatoes. It was the week that we had to wait on the paycheck. During that week, we had no food. The prejudices that I faced growing up, the son of a Dust Bowl Okie. Remember, we were on the ditch bank. It was literally a ditch bank, and we had our canvas out and for shade, and we were swimming, and some young men drove by on the road near where we were camped, and they were yelling something about ditch bank Okies and go back home. And when I see people in need, one of the life lessons learned was not to make fun of them just because they were a little down and out. The school bullies, they would always come up to me and they would always start pushing me and calling me the ditch bank Okie and stuff like that, and the fight would be on. I think I attended more than 30 schools growing up. Bachelor of Science degree in education, and became a school teacher for 20 years, and I was also a police officer for 12 years, and now I'm retired. If you think there's not much of a future, go to school, work hard, and you can find your dream. You just have to work for it, and you have to make it happen. Life is good, mostly good. You don't have to have a lot to be happy. My life's lessons learned have brought me a lot of knowledge in what can or cannot make one happy.